Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Hollywood Hubbies Film Club. This is part 2 of The Wizard of Oz. So Toto runs off and escapes and is able to find Scarecrow, Tin Man, and the Lion, and brings them back. He brings them back to the castle. They are able to steal some guard uniforms, and they sneak into the castle to basically go rescue Dorothy. Once they're inside, they have a couple, there's a few different battle scenes going on.
They use an axe to get her out of the room before the hourglass.
That's right.
Goes, and then as they try to escape the castle, that is when she locks all the doors, and then she's there with all of her guards.
Yes. And she's like,
which are all green.
Are they green or blue?
No, they're all green. It's very interesting. I mean, it is what it is because they made her, the character was not green in the books. They just decided on green for the movie. But yeah, all of her guards are green too.
Yeah, interesting.
That's not something that they kept later for Wicked.
And not something that they had in the books.
No, they just said, she's bad. She's being guarded by her people. So she's just of the green people.
Wow, interesting. So she backs them into the corner, and basically during this fight scene that the witch has with them, she ignites her broom with fire.
Mm-hmm. Because Dorothy still won't give her the slippers. And so she's going to start taking them out one by one, I guess. And she goes, how about a little fire, Scarecrow?
Got it.
And then she ignites her broom. She lights the Scarecrow's sleeve on fire. And then that's when Dorothy gets the bucket of the water and then throws it to extinguish the Scarecrow. And it
inadvertently splashes.
It splashes all over the Wicked Witch.
And she melts away.
Yep. It's a very cool scene.
Yeah, very iconic. And it's shot really cool.
It is cool. What I want to know is I'm guessing they used a trap door, obviously, to let her melt away. But then how did they quickly put the floor back so that her clothes didn't go down in the trap door with her? Was there a cut?
No, I don't think so.
So they just quickly slid a floor there right after so that her hat and her gown didn't go, or her...
I think so.
Yeah, her frock didn't go down with her.
I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Once again, the practical effects are pretty awesome in this film. So they have the broom now because the guards, instead of the guards being mad, the guards are like, oh my gosh, you killed her. Thank God. We've wanted her gone forever.
We hated her.
We didn't like her this whole time, and so you're a hero to us now too.
Yeah. Hail Dorothy, right? Isn't that what they say?
Hail Dorothy. That's right. And so then they give her the broom as a present. Does she ask for it?
I think she asks for it.
She does ask for it.
They say, sure, take it.
They're like, yeah, here's your, you can take whatever you want. And
that broom is bald. All of the bristles came off. It is a nub.
Yeah. Oh, they did it well?
No, I just think I don't know if it's one of those things that when people later do artwork or if they show it in other things, they show her coming back with a broom, but in the actual movie, it's a broom nub.
Yeah.
All of the bristles, all of the bristles have been burnt off.
Yeah. It's almost like walking back with a piece of something that you were supposed to destroy.
Yeah.
Or not to be gross or anything, but you're not going to bring back if you went and defeated this monster, you're not going to drag the whole monster back with you. You're just going to bring back its head or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just like
Medusa's head.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to bring back her whole body. You're just going to bring back a piece of it. So yeah, I like that.
That's a whole nother movie. That's a whole nother adult, not adult like that, but that would have been if it were not meant for kids.
Yeah,
bring back the witch's head. Or they're bring back her broom.
Yeah, bring back her broom.
Which I mean,
is it in the book that way?
I don't know.
I wonder.
But it's kind of funny because you could go get a broom and be like, this is the witch's broom. She's dead. Like, I think that's why in other fairy tales and stuff, they want like a piece of them or like their head.
Oh,
Like, you bring
interesting.
up a good point of like, they like usually when someone requests, like even in Snow White, like bring back her heart, which like, yeah, he brought a deer heart, but still like
Yeah, I
she
agree.
wanted,
You want a
she
piece of
wanted
it.
proof.
I
Whereas
agree.
the wizard was like, bring her broom. But like,
Yeah.
she could go to a broom closet and be like, this is her broom.
True.
Unless, like, I guess hers is one of a kind, but
So the four of them return back to the wizard with the broomstick. And he's like, oh, no, no, come back tomorrow. Because obviously they're like, we did your quest. And now you're going to have to grant us all these wishes. So,
and he's like, I have to think about it.
yeah. He's like, well, I'm not really sure. Please come back tomorrow. And then Toto goes over to a curtain and pulls the curtain to reveal that the wizard is indeed an ordinary man that is,
Yes.
operating a machine. He's got like a hologram projection of the big alien head that's going. And
still is weird to me.
yeah, and so yeah, they're pissed off because they're like, wait a minute. So you're not this magical being, this powerful. You are just an ordinary man. How is it that you're going to be able to grant us all these things that we want?
Yeah. He never does. I mean, he does, but like he's more of like an inspirational speaker. He's a quick talker.
Well, I mean, he is a fraud. So
yeah, he frauded himself out of that situation.
He was like on his toes, and he's like, "Oh, you need a brain?
Yeah.
Here's a diploma. You need some courage. Here's this war medal that used to be mine, or something."
Yeah,
like
you
that.
want a heart? Here's a clock.
It's all very fraudy, which is interesting because it's a playback to this Professor Marvel that was at the beginning of the movie. So it is cool that it's like, oh, here's this kind of fraud.
He's the same as Marvel, and he kind of just like figures out the situation and like, okay, what am I working with here? What can I do?
So they all get their little tokens that he gives them. Here are your little tokens of me frauding you. But obviously, Dorothy doesn't get what she needs, which is to go back home.
Yes. So is it his idea? Does he say, hey, I have a balloon?
Yeah, I think he's like, oh, well, since you are from Kansas and I accidentally arrived here as well, I actually came here on a hot air balloon. And so he offers like, hey, you know what? I'll take you back to Kansas with my hot air balloon. And so she accepts, and they're doing this like farewell parade, right? Where they're all like saying goodbye.
They're all in the middle of the living room.
Yeah, it's not really a city. You're right. It's like
they're all in this convention hall.
Yes.
And they're hanging out.
And they're like, okay, so we're doing this celebration, and she says goodbye to everyone, and it's all very touching, sad because she's leaving her friends, but basically as the balloon starts to...
But as she's saying her goodbyes, how do you feel about, she says goodbye to all of them. They all say super sweet things back to her. She tells the scarecrow, I think I'll miss you most of all. And he doesn't say anything back to her. Like, is that supposed to be like, I'm so sad that I can't even open my mouth, or I'm going to like have a breakdown? Or like...
Maybe it was...
Well, I was offended.
Well, maybe it's too emotional for him to say anything, because maybe
I know it's not supposed to be romantic, but like it's very much like I love you and then like me too.
Yeah, but she's a kid.
I know, but like,
not like you can't say
that's what I'm saying. It's not like they've taken out all of the romance that they were originally supposed to have in the script. But with those characters, it's more like I met you first, so you're my longest friend out of all of these friends. I'm going to miss you the most. And then he doesn't say anything back.
Yeah, maybe he's just too emotional. Or maybe he thinks, like, I'll see you again soon. But he could have said that. I'll see you again.
Could have said something.
Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder if people have also noticed that he doesn't have any words for her as she leaves on the balloon. speaking of leaving on the balloon, doesn't really happen because Toto decides to
Chase a cat.
chase a cat, and it causes.
And they all miraculous. Like, have you watched them in the background? Like when they like all of the other characters that are holding the ropes.
Yeah, they just like
They're like,
we don't know how to bring this back down. Yeah,
like they see this happening, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I let go of it.
Yeah.
It's like you could have. That could have
it's
been
a little suspicious. It's definitely a little suspicious.
Yeah.
So it lifts. It basically it lifts off without her because she ran to go get Toto, and the wizard leaves. Doesn't really explain if he ever comes back or not, but the wizard goes.
I think he's gone.
So
he's like, I'm a fraud, and they're all going to find out.
That's his escape.
Yeah.
So Glinda reappears, tells Dorothy that don't worry about this. Don't worry about the balloon and it being your last chance to get out of here, because it wasn't. Because you have the power to return to Kansas using those ruby slippers that you had.
She said, guess what?
She said,
you could have got home an hour and a half ago.
Had you just been smart enough to know that those ruby slippers had some magic to
but
get
you weren't going to
home.
believe me then.
You know, I think there is definitely I didn't overthink it that much. I really didn't overthink the fact that she's like, well, you needed to, because to me it's like she needed to learn these lessons before she got back home. She needed to appreciate.
Don't you think that could have been worded a little bit different than like, you wouldn't have believed me? Because that to me,
well, she's a kid.
That to me comes off as, I would have told you to click your heels and you would have said, no, you're lying to me. Because to me, if you want to go home, you're going to try anything. If someone says, stand on your head, I mean, you're already in this mythical land. So like, if someone tells you that to do something silly, you're going to do it. I kind of agree with you that like, had they explained it as like, you weren't ready and you too have, I don't know how they would have worded it. I'm not a screenwriter. But had they explained it as she needed to learn a lesson about caring about others, or, you know, it's whatever her, you know, she did explain her, what she learned along the way, but she didn't really explain that that's what she needed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. I didn't overthink it too much as a kid or even as an adult. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't overthink it.
I thought it made Glinda seem like she was a bitch.
Really? That's so weird. It seems so, honestly, not in her character. It just is like, no, she's trying to let her know, like, you wouldn't have believed me, and so you had to learn your lessons. And it didn't get worded that way, but that's how I took it.
Mm-hmm. I guess watching it back, I kind of went like, well, damn girl, you could have told her that in the beginning. But that's what happens when you don't have two witches, one who knows and one who doesn't know.
Yeah, well,
you've got to figure out a little.
There lies that, exactly.
They could have just had Glinda and Tatty Poo.
Or she could have been like, I didn't realize it myself until I spoke to my sister.
I consulted with the books.
I went to my sister, who you didn't see, and she said, this is what you need to do. But yeah, it is interesting. So basically she says you need to click your heels 3 times and repeat, there's no place like home. And which is, of course, an iconic line.
Very.
And she does it. And
they do the
swirly thing. Love
the swirly hypnotized thing. Hypnotist thing.
Now that's also iconic with these old films. Yeah. The swirly hypnotized thing. So the swirly thing happens. Dorothy wakes up in her own bed in Kansas.
It's back to sepia.
Back to sepia. She recounts her adventure. She tells her family about it. Emma's like, what are you talking about? You just had a bad dream. And Dorothy tells Professor Marvel that's there.
He shows up. Well, they all do. Like, it starts with Aunt and Uncle, or are the farmhands there
I think they're all
in the
hanging
window?
out. Yeah, they're all
Okay,
hanging
there
out.
Marvel's the only one that shows up at the window.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she's like, and you were there, and you were there.
Yeah.
And so she basically tells them all like that they were all in Oz with her, and they're all smiling and like humoring her because they think it was all just a dream.
Yeah.
And she hugs Toto. It's super sweet because she's like, oh, there is no place like home.
Yeah, they tell her they kind of allude to it being a dream, and then she just kind of says, regardless, like, I learned there's no place like home.
She learns that being home was so special, which is very sweet. It's
Yes.
endearing at the end.
But I also have a problem with the ending.
Tell me.
Because where the heck is Elmira Gulch? I feel like someone needed to wake Dorothy up and let her know that her arch nemesis neighbor, who was trying to steal her dog,
which was the original conflict.
Yes.
That means Toto's
so
gonna
like
be gone
we
tomorrow.
end the movie of her being like, yay, there's no place like home, and she's hugging her dog. Well, guess what? Elmira Gulch, it's not confirmed either way if she's coming back or not.
Yeah.
Because she could be like, hey, sorry that you bumped your head. Give me your dog.
Well, yeah.
So I feel like, and it's kind of morbid, but I feel like someone should have alluded to the fact that she did not survive this twist.
Like because she perished in the twist.
Yeah, because if she's the counterpart of the witch melted. So back home, they should have alluded to Elmira Gulch passing on.
I could see
in
that.
the twister.
I could see
There's
that.
no more problem for Toto. He's gonna be fine. Because that's all I keep thinking is the movie ends and Toto's gonna be gone the next day.
That is very true.
I don't like it.
And I guess that's the perfect way to hint at like what, or to ask the question of, do you think that Oz is real? Or do you think that this was all a dream? What do you think? I think that it was all a dream.
Mm-mm.
To me, I don't find... I almost was waiting for a hint at the end of the film. Like the camera pans to her feet under her blanket and she has the ruby slippers on. Or the ruby slippers are in her closet and that's the last scene. Like, there's nothing that... Which is really interesting because Dorothy and Alice from Alice in Wonderland, people compare those characters a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I think Wonderland is very much a place that Alice can get to. I don't think
Alice in Wonderland, not to get too much onto that, but in Alice in Wonderland, does she takes a nap, right? Yeah. Don't they kind of allude to it being maybe in her head as well a little bit? She like is against the tree and she kind of naps, so like takes a nap and then she wakes up from her nap and that's when she sees the...
Right.
Okay. Just curious.
But for some reason, I always think that Alice can get back to Wonderland. Well, she does get back to Wonderland in the other books, but so does Dorothy.
Yeah.
Dorothy also gets back to Oz. So
But speaking of the movie, you think that...
It's all a dream.
Okay. I could see that. I believe that Oz is real. I don't feel that the movie did a good job of portraying that. Similar to what you said, and I think, not to go back to the stage play, because I know that they in later times have adapted it into a live stage play. But I know that an extra scene where everybody leaves her room, she's there sitting with Toto, and then they show either the blanket comes off of her bed and she's wearing the ruby slippers, or she like goes under her bed and then like they spotlight on them. It's either under her bed or on her feet, but they definitely make a point of it being like, yay, it really did happen. Whereas in the movie, they don't do that. Yeah. So they kind of leave it up to, which is cool. They leave it up to the audience. Like, do you think it's real or not? But I think that overall, there are a lot of unanswered questions. The witch Elmira Gulch is an unanswered question,
Yeah.
where meaning that Toto is an unanswered question, and was it all real?
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I wish the ending just had a few more little plot points to kind of ease my mind.
Hmm.
Okay. So we've reached the end of the film. So let's recap a bit. What is your favorite overall thing about the film?
I'm going to say my favorite overall thing about this film is probably the score.
Okay.
I do.
And you're talking not just the songs,
Oh, no,
but
no. Yeah,
the orchestration
yes,
of
the
each scene.
orchestrations. Yeah, actually, less the songs.
Okay.
Less the songs and more of the score and orchestrations that accompany the film, throughout the entire film. The way that it uses it to highlight certain characters.
Mhm.
I think that it really helps with just the enjoyment and overall mood of the film.
Do you have a favorite scene where the orchestration is your favorite?
I think when she probably first arrives into Oz, that's pretty
Like
magical.
the tornado?
That's pretty magical. No, when she first gets there into Munchkin Land.
Oh, okay.
I think it's all just really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's something about the score that's just so memorable. And
do you have a favorite song, like with lyrics?
If I had to pick one, probably If I Only Had a Heart.
Yeah, his voice is so gorgeous.
What about you? What's your favorite thing about this film? Anything?
I guess my favorite thing about the movie Wizard of Oz, it's 1939 we're talking about, and the effects that they used in this movie, I feel still hold up to this day. 2025, we're still watching this movie, and they did such a great job with the twister, with showing the house coming down when she gets to Munchkin Land, when she, like, the technicolor, everything about it is just, I can't believe that they did it so well, and it was 1939 and it still holds up to this day. Like, that is just so cool to me.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, just the overall production of it all.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, like I love it.
The practical effects are really impressive.
Yeah. All of the fire, I mean, they didn't have it down packed because people got injured, but it looked cool on film. The fire looked great. What is your least favorite thing about The Wizard of Oz?
Ooh, least favorite. Well, while I do feel there are some like little holes that could be ironed out, I'm gonna say I think the music could be better. Which is funny because the score is my favorite, but the music in regards to the songs, I feel like the songs could be better. Like, honestly, I don't think that they're all that, I don't want to say memorable, but I don't know, like, especially the King of the Forest song. That song could definitely
be. I can agree with you on
that. They all just sound like reprises to each other.
There are a lot. Yeah, they all are a reprise of the other
Wicked
song.
Witch doesn't get a song.
That's messed up.
There could be Glinda doesn't get a song. So yeah, I'm gonna say that overall, music is really important to me for this movie, and the songs themselves, they don't really do it for me.
Yeah, super random. Going back to a certain favorite song of ours called King of the Forest. The lion gets two songs. He gets 2 songs out of everybody. Why?
Yeah, does Dorothy even get 2 songs?
Dorothy is Judy. Judy is Dorothy. We're
going to accept that. Everyone needs to accept that.
If you hear Judy, we're talking about Dorothy.
Yeah. Okay. Dorothy doesn't even get 2 songs.
No, she didn't even get a reprise. God, we sound so...
Reprise.
Yeah.
Sepia.
Oh
no, but
God.
But it could just be an LA thing too.
Yeah.
Why
do you think that is? Why do you think he got 2 songs?
I don't know, but I'm telling you, like, music to me in this film is very important, and the score is gorgeous, but yet the songs themselves, I'm just kind of like, meh.
Okay.
And I guarantee you, if you ever listen to any songs from this film, it's just Somewhere Over the Rainbow. You're not going out of your way to listen to If I Only Had a Brain. That's my opinion on you, not everyone. I'm just saying, like, you. So I don't know. The songs could have used some work.
Okay.
Considering that The Wiz has amazing songs.
Yeah.
Wicked has amazing songs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We'll get to that.
yeah.
All right, what's my least favorite thing? I think we just kind of went over it, so I don't want to like beat it into the ground, but like I don't I think the ending could have been like a minute longer just to like tie up some loose ends that I feel like were left. Like we're so happy she's back and then it's the end, but like the entire conflict of the beginning of the movie, the whole reason that she was not home when that twister hit was because she was running away with her dog that was going to get taken away. We never get the the answer, or I never get the answer that I needed with that. So that would be my least favorite thing.
All right.
You kind of touched a little bit on The Wiz and Wicked. So let's just talk about the legacy that is The Wizard of Oz 1939. How do you think? Because you got to remember, this movie came out, it was not the big hit that MGM thought it was going to be. It had a big budget and it looked like it. And so it needed to make a lot of money for them to make their money back. It wasn't until later when they sold the rights to, I believe, CBS to actually do the yearly showings on television that they started making money off of that it started being the hit that everyone knows of it. But it was more of a hit flop back then. Like I think it made money, but not what they expected it to.
Very interesting.
So knowing that, it's now one of, if not the most well-known movie of our time. How do you think that it has impacted not just you, but culture in general?
Well, definitely in regards to other creatives being very influenced by it. It's been turned into a stage musical. Andrew Lloyd Webber got his hands on it to rewrite some songs for it in the later years.
Add songs.
Yeah,
all the people that you just said that didn't have songs, he wrote a song
exactly.
For. Were they good songs?
Debatable.
Yeah.
The Wiz was huge.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have Wicked, which is a phenomenon. And there's so many things that you want to loop into it. Oh my gosh, the Return to Oz movie.
Oh my God.
Such a cool movie.
That is definitely going to have to be an episode at some point.
So different from the original, but just so cool and twisted. You know, I think it's obvious that the legacy to me influences other creatives. You know, that goes really back to the original author of this book.
Do you mean not just extensions of? Do you mean also like directors and how they direct, or like projects that are similar to things like that? Or do you mean like
more the lore?
Okay,
yes. I'm speaking more the lore. It influences.
So Oz lore in general, and people kind of adding on to that.
It influences other creators to want to get involved with more Oz storylines, television shows like the Tin Man that we watched. You know, it is such a interesting world, similar to Wonderland, similar to Narnia. You know, there's a whole world that is developed around it. How many books are there for Oz?
Endless. I'm pretty sure that after he stopped writing them, I think after he passed, I could be wrong, but there were other authors that kept going, I
Sure.
believe.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I don't know if they still make them, but the last time I checked online, I think there were like chunks of like different eras of Oz books because
Yeah,
they
that's
just
so cool.
kept it going. Because I don't even think that he planned on making it a series when he originally wrote them. I don't know if it was just he was going to write the one, but I think he wasn't going to write as many as he did, but it was because of his young fans that
Yeah.
loved these books so much that they just wanted more.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where he went with it. He said, like, okay, I got to keep going.
So, I spoke more on the legacy part of it and other creatives and how it was influenced or how it influenced people. But how about you take the other part of that question with the how did it impact you as an individual?
Hmm. It's kind of funny because I think I go into The Wizard of Oz with that. It's so embedded in culture and like embedded in my memories as growing up that I kind of go into it like it's almost obvious, I guess. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I feel like everybody knows Oz. When I ask someone, like, oh, or start talking about The Wizard of Oz and they say, like, I haven't seen it, I'm shocked because I didn't know there were people out there that don't know The Wizard of Oz,
Sure.
which there are. And it's now with things like Wicked, there are going to be people that probably have never seen The Wizard of Oz that are learning as they go, not just with the stage show, but now with this new movie with the new Wicked movie that came out in November, that are like, what are these characters? What is this world that we're dealing with? And they're going to want to go back and research. There's going to be people like me that are going to want to deep dive and go, how do I get more of this? And then they're going to learn, oh, there's Wizard of Oz. Oh, there's books.
There's so much
Oh,
more.
there's The Wiz. And then it's going to, like, the possibilities are endless. Like you said, there's so much Oz out there, but it's just kind of cool that like Oz kind of never dies. It's just one of those things that it's always out there. It's just really cool because there really aren't that many movies out there that are of that golden age of Hollywood that are still current in pop culture today. So yeah, it became a phenomenon and it kind of never stopped being a phenomenon.
There's one thing that, obviously should be mentioned considering Dorothy and Judy,
Mm-hmm.
they are very much part of gay culture.
Yes.
And, us being part of the queer community, I think that it would be silly to not mention the fact that Judy is held to a certain,
Mm-hmm.
idolization.
Yes.
And, everything about things being referenced in this movie that the culture has really grabbed onto,
Mm-hmm.
with being the rainbow. And
Yeah.
I think that there is something very interesting that has grabbed people from the community about this movie and these
Mm-hmm.
characters.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of it does, of course, have to do with Judy being such an idol.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's something that I never really understood until much later in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand the impact when I was a teenager or when I was in my 20s. But now, being 40 years old, I get it.
Like, you appreciate it more.
I appreciate the fact that so much uniqueness and beauty is found in this story and in her. And as you used a term earlier, which is like this tragically beautiful story that really was Judy.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that. And it would be interesting to hear somebody else's thoughts about it who is a little bit of an older generation than us, maybe talking
because
to
even
somebody
like the
in
even
their
like
60s about it.
Yeah.
Well,
because even like the term, oh, a friend of Dorothy, it was kind of like the, wink wink nudge nudge, like that person's gay or in the queer community. So yeah, we don't really use that anymore in our generation, and we're not even the youngest generation, but I'm saying it would be interesting to talk to someone who was of that a little bit older of a generation,
Sure.
who, you know, had it much rougher than we did growing up, and kind of
Yeah.
knows more about that connection. It would be really interesting.
Yeah, maybe when we have someone on for, you know, a later episode that has Judy in it, maybe if we have someone on as a guest, they can talk a little bit more about that part of it. That'd
Well,
be
without
interesting.
giving any of them away. Not like people can't go online and look at this list of 25 movies, but how many more on there have her in it?
At least one.
Okay.
So,
All right.
oh no, at least two by glancing. So,
Well, we'll have to look at some
yeah,
of
that'd be
our
cool.
friends and people or someone to talk to.
So that concludes our Wizard of Oz review and
Overview.
I
guess it wasn't really what do we call these? Are these just episodes?
Just
we
episodes.
Watched it and we're talking about
that
it.
concludes our film club.
Is this
for
like
today?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But let's do this. Let's do this scrambler.
Okay.
So that we can figure out what movie is coming up next.
So we have the 25 names of the movies. We have now erased The Wizard of Oz from the list, and we're going to shuffle it again and see who lands on the top.
That way everyone has the opportunity to watch the film before we actually review the film or chat about the film.
Like a film club.
Oh, we invented this.
This is you know, this idea is going places.
We need to
trademark
it. Absolutely. All right, babe. I'm gonna hit this wheel, and then you can just announce what the next film is.
Okay. All right. So episode
3? Episode 3.
Movie number 2.
Episode 3
is gonna be Mary Poppins,
All right.
1964.
It's been a long time since I've seen Mary Poppins, so this is a good one.
I know. It's like one of those, again, characters that I know so much, and the songs I know so well. But yeah, it'll be nice to sit down and rewatch.
Cool. Well,
all right.
Thank you, everyone.
Go watch the movie as well.
Yeah, we look forward to you guys tuning in next episode. Take care, guys.